We've got time for one more question, and this is from Trey, and he is in Bryant, and he says, I'm in sales, and my income isn't consistent month to month. I'm not investing regularly because I want to be sure my immediate needs are covered. But is there a way I can do both on irregular income? Great question from Trey and Bryant. We know a lot of people out there do have those type of jobs where there's a variable compensation component to it, and your baseline is hard to really find because you don't know consistently what you're going to be receiving on a month-to-month. So, Janet, let's kind of walk through how Trey can think about this.
So I think you said the key word that I'm going to focus on first, and that is baseline. I think it's important to pull maybe the information that you have from your pay cycles last year, however often you get paid. If it's 12 times a year, 24, 26, whatever it is, pull those and look at what is the lowest check that you had last year. And if you're 100% commission or if you're salary plus variable comp, you've got to figure out what is the lowest amount that you believe you can reasonably count on. And then the next question is, can you budget, and I don't mean the fun stuff, but can you budget your food, shelter, clothing, and transportation off of that lowest amount? And then if you can, then you get to take whatever variable compensation amount is coming in, and that's where we do these additional things, and that includes things like investing. So you may not be able to invest, let's say $500 a month into an IRA and know that you can do it every month, but maybe some months you get $2,000 above and beyond what you need. And so that covers your investment for the next 4 months. Mm-hmm. And Scott, we have the ability to set up something that we call distribution. Well, I said distribution, but you can distribute or you can invest on demand. So in this case, we're looking at investing. So we have on-demand contributions that would go into the account. And what that means is instead of saying, every month on the 15th, I'm going to put in $500. You can go, okay, I want to contribute $700 this month. I want to contribute $200 this month. However that works out for you. There are also people who will stack that excess, the variable comp, they'll stack that up and then contribute once a year. Right. And then we'll dollar cost average it into the account many times. So there's lots of different ways that we can approach this.
Yeah, and I think the key point here for me is don't get in the habit of slinging your investments from the leftover pile. Right? You want to, it's going to take a little work to create, as Janet talked about, that baseline, figure out what your budget is, figure out what you need to live on so that you can do it on the front end, because I do believe this big component to a successful investment strategy is putting it on autopilot.
Yes.
Treating it like it is an expense, like it is a payment on a house, right? It's just going out. I think of my son who is moving into an apartment, and he's only 22 years old. This is the first time he's living on his own, but he had to start figuring out his income and balance that against the expenses of paying for an apartment. And he was going over it with me. He said, well, I got this streaming service, I got my rent, I got to pay the utilities, I got my car, I got the $200 a month going into the Roth IRA. I mean, it was all the same thing to him. It was an expense. He was paying himself first.